In the beginning, I was allergic to everything except music. My birth mother was from Boston. The only thing I know about her is that she asked the doctor to find me a new home. I've tried to discover who she was and what became of her, but she covered her tracks very well. My adoptive parents, Mabel Evelyn Chapin and Chester Fremont Colwell, were in their early 40s. We lived in a modest house in the town of Winchester, a Boston suburb. I heard roosters crowing every morning since our neighbor behind us had a barn. I smelled fresh hay when I raked the leaves with my dad. Chester was an engineer for Cuneo Press of New England, Ginn & Company publishers in nearby Cambridge, one of the most successful high school and college textbook printers in America. Mabel was an artist and a housewife. Their only biological child had died one day after his delivery. He made it possible for me to become a Colwell. I am very grateful to that little departed soul. My mom was a descendant of Samuel Chapin, who sailed from England to the colony of Massachusetts in 1642. For history buffs, Winchester was one of the towns that Paul Revere galloped through on his famous midnight ride through Cambridge and Boston. The late singer-songwriter Harry Chapin and I were second cousins. I still see his brother Tom from time to time. I loved my parents very much. They were very supportive of whatever I wanted to do. There weren't many rules growing up in Casa Colwell. Asthma cadabra. Asthma and allergies often kept me sidelined. It didn't help that Chester, or Chet as he was called, had a woodworking workshop in the basement and was generating wood dust in the evening hours while he chain-smoked Winston's. My mom would yell at him, "Quit smoking in the house," and he'd joke, "I'm not smoking in the house, I'm smoking in the basement." Pop loved to smoke and take family road trips. In the summer, he'd pile us into our Ford Galaxie 500 and head to Lake Massasauga in Merrimack County, New Hampshire. And in the fall, we'd drive through southern Vermont to enjoy the foliage. My mom, being a proper New Englander, dressed me according to the calendar, not the weather. Come September 1st, no matter if it was 78 degrees outside, it was wide wale corduroy flannel shirts and cable knit sweaters for me. I'd be in the backseat swaddled in my hot garb with the windows rolled up tight, Chet lighting one cigarette after another. In those days, it seemed like every adult smoked. Our family doctor, whom we only saw when he made house calls, smoked while he took my temperature. Everyone on TV and in the movies smoked. Smoking was an addictive nicotine itch that many were scratching. I too smoked when I got to prep school, but I eventually learned that it's better not to scratch certain itches. All that smoking and paint fumes and a giant bowl of chocolate ice cream after most meals didn't seem to hurt my dad any. Pop lived to be 91 and was going strong right to the end, proving something that I'd surmised years earlier. Chet was the exception, not the rule. And then there was my mother's devotion to hand-painted china. She had a very active kiln and elevated its use in our home from a hobby to a local homegrown business. Large boxes of plain white china arrived from Europe several times a year to be hand-painted and fired. We had a big table where students, young women like herself, came for lessons, and they paid a small fee to learn how to decorate and bake china. It was a serious process that included dipping china in acid. Dad helped with this dangerous process, and his protective gear gave him the Dr. Frankenstein look. Dad installed a button at the top of the stairs for us to summon him if needed when he was doing his acid thing. I suggested to my mom that she charge her students more money for china lessons, but Mother Mabel didn't care so much about extra money. She was an artist, and she did it for the art. She loved sharing her talents with others. Again, she was a Chapin, whose family line has long been known for their artistry, music, and creativity. My mom was a no-nonsense woman hailing from a lineage of no-nonsense women, but she had her girlish moments too. Whenever I asked Pop for something, he'd usually reply, "We'll see." Mom would often say, "We'll see" means yes, and look at me with that little grin. God, I love those two. I would eventually discover that the only Colwell in the house who liked making money would be me. The other two Colwells were pretty much satisfied with their material possessions, and fortunately, loving me was their greatest joy.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.